money on boosting your post, or spending Google ads pay or Instagram pay. You're not spending those money over there. So very basic, let's understand what this ethics is about. You cannot solicit clients or professional work either directly or indirectly by any kind of advertisement or personal communication on social media or offline media anyway. Okay. So when you're talking about social media, this simply means you cannot talk directly about your services or your clients on any of the post. You cannot talk about what kind of service, what kind of clients do you have on either post or even a personal message. Okay, so that it is not a soliciting client activity. Okay, so this is a very typical, very simple clause that you talk about. With that, there are other unethical things that you need to be very, very careful about, which are not directly under the code, but these are some unethical steps which you need to be very careful about. Okay. For example, sharing any confidential information about either your client, the firm you're working with, the company information that may affect any kind of deal that you're going forward with. All these, shares are confidential information which you cannot share on any social media. You cannot copy other people's content. That is again unethical. You cannot troll people. So CA Institute had also, specifically put up a notification which talks about using CA as a prefix on social media. And it said you can use CA as a prefix on any social media, but for that, make sure that you are not trolling anybody on social media. You're not using any religious remarks on any person, be it a CA or anybody. You're not using any derogatory remarks against any political party or any person or any professional. You're not making any caste or racial remarks on social media, and no political or any sort of negative remarks about anybody. As a professional, you have to maintain a dignified image on a social media, because it's not only you are also representing a organization, right? So if I'm a CA, I am representing ICAI as well. So as a member, I am obliged to maintain their dignity, their branding also. So you have to take care that as a professional, however much opinions you might have about anything, you cannot pass any derogatory remarks against any professional, political, religious, casteist. All these kind of remarks are not made on any social media platform, LinkedIn ho ya chahe aur koi bhi platform ho. Okay, you have to be very careful. Anti-national, of course, is not acceptable, and any misguiding information, any theft or scams that indirect or direct messages cannot be sent on social media. As a professional, you really have to take care of that. And what happens is, see, these kind of unethical, especially when you're talking about trolling or you're talking about any political or religious remarks, sometimes what happens is you're not intentionally doing it. Okay, you might have an opinion on any particular incident or any particular activity that happened, and you are raising an opinion. Sometimes it might fall unintentionally in any, you're putting any remarks against any political party or any religious person or in general a community. Don't do it. Social media is not the place as a professional to raise any of such opinions. Okay. But that does not even say that you cannot raise any sort of opinion. You can, if you really have the right facts, and you are in a position that because of your raising of an opinion, can change something and you're very sure about it, please do it. But again, make sure it's not, you have checked the facts, you have checked the backgrounds, and only then you are commenting on something. Okay, still your image is attached to your institute's image. So please take care of all this. You have to build a good personal brand for yourself on social media without these unethical steps. There have been a lot of cases where, because of unethical things done by an employee or a person, that it's backfired and the person has been removed from the company. A lot of cases, a very recent one, when the Israel attacks and everything happened, a couple of Indians working in US, they were, taken out of the job. So social media can really backfire you if you're not using it correctly. So let's move on to how do you build a brand, ethical brand on LinkedIn. For that, I want you to understand first, answer this question for yourself. Why do you want to be on LinkedIn? What is your specific reason to be on LinkedIn? First, you have to understand that very clearly. Only then can you build a good branding for yourself on LinkedIn. And to help you with this, there are 4 major reasons for which you can be on LinkedIn. Okay. The first is, of course, you want to build a brand for yourself. You want a visibility on a platform. Generally, this happens with companies where they want to be on LinkedIn to have a visibility for their employees or people who want to join the company. That is the major reason for companies to be on LinkedIn. The second is gain clients. If you want a good lead generation mechanism or a platform to get leads, to get clients, LinkedIn is again a very, very good platform where you can work. Okay. Third is being a thought leader. Now, thought leader is somebody who is an expert expert in any field. And if you want to show yourself like that as an expert or a thought leader in a particular subject, LinkedIn is again a very good platform. And the last is you want to be a source of inspiration for people. Okay. Where you are influencing or motivating a particular crowd, a particular set of people somehow. Okay. I want you to right now choose one of these 4 reasons to be on LinkedIn. What do you want to gain out of LinkedIn? You want to gain clients, you want to show yourself as an expert, or you just want to inspire a group of people, or you want to have a good visibility as a company on LinkedIn. Choose one reason. You can choose multiple, 2 also, but even with those 2, you have to have one as a priority. Source of inspiration, all of the above. Okay. I'll talk about LinkedIn Premium. Be a thought leader, second and third. Branding. Okay, perfect. Third, be a thought leader. Okay. So a very generic thing as a professional, if you are a service provider, the most preferred reason can be either third or second. Okay. See, if you are a thought leader, which shows that you are an expert in any subject, you will automatically get clients. No issues in that. Okay. And ultimately, you are building a brand. But when you are very focused as you want to be a thought leader, your steps or your actions on LinkedIn is very, very focused. So I always suggest to my clients also that if they are a professional, they should aim at either being a thought leader or a source of inspiration as their first reason. Then, of course, getting clients and branding works out. Okay. Now, once we are done with our why, I want to understand from you What do you understand from the term personal branding? Quickly. What is personal branding for you? Okay. Having a niche, very good. Be an expert in something. Share core expertise. My authentic voice. Fantastic, ma'am. Promoting our skills. Memory recall of credibility. Very nice. Abhijit sir, आपसे आना is expected. Stand out in your field. Perfect. So let's put it very simply, okay, so that you remember and your action, whenever you're taking any action, when you're taking any decision, this pops up in your head. Simple terms, mein personal branding is how do people remember you? Okay, so whenever I'm taking, say, Rajkumar sir's name, okay, the first thing I get is sir is like a bowl of wisdom. He has so many, he is full of knowledge and he's so enthusiastic. And this is a general feedback that I've always gotten. So that's a personal branding for her. For Shivani ma'am, she is such a sweet person and so active. Okay. So any word, any skill, anything that is so attached to you that when your name is taken, people recall that about that adjective about. Simple. How do people remember you is your personal branding. And it goes two ways. Everybody has a personal brand. Okay. Whether you know it or you might not be aware about it, but you have a personal brand. Okay. Now, do rasta hai. Either you stick with whatever is a brand that's already built for you, or you work towards building a brand for you. Okay. So say, for example, I have over the years of my work towards building a brand. Okay. When I was a CA, people used to know me, okay, she's a CA first. And then later my work or things came into picture in the conversation. But over the years, the kind of community that I've built, the kind of content that I've shared, now people know that I'm a branding professional first and then a CA. So it's a process that you can follow to build a brand for yourself in the way you want people to remember you. So अभी आपके हाथ में है आपको लोग कैसे जानते हैं, the way you want them to remember you or the way they've already created an impression about. Okay, so be very clear as to what your personal branding is. How do you want people to remember you? Okay. How are you remembered? Okay. Personal branding is UBP. Okay. This is something, a concept which I follow a lot. That's unique branding point. Okay. You have to build or find this unique branding point to grow. Okay. Let's take an example of a practicing CA. प्रैक्टिसिंग सीए जो हम जनरल काम करते हैं, बी इट ऑडिट, टैक्स, आप जो भी कर रहे हो, आईटीआर फाइल कर रहे हो, ठीक है, दिस इज समथिंग दैट अ क्लाइंट नीड्स, यस, which you are good at, of course, and even your competitor is doing. So what will happen is it will go in the center box where you are earning, but even competitors are doing the same, so you won't grow there. Okay. Where you will grow is this area where there is something that a customer needs. Your competitors either not doing it or not is they are not good at it, and you are fantastic at it. You have to find that small section for yourself where you can grow. Okay, where you can build a brand for yourself. Okay, you have to find that niche for yourself. And when we talk about building a personal brand on digital platform, what happens is people often just focus on showing their expertise. Sometimes just expertise does not work. Okay, say for example, if I am only talking about personal branding on social media, on my LinkedIn, that might not always connect with my audience. if you see people who are very famous on social medias, everybody will have a particular reason why they are famous. They know their UBP on social media. Okay. One is you can stand out on social media because of your personality. Okay. Either second, you can stand out on social media because of your knowledge, say expertise, jo humne baat. Third is you stand out in social media because of the target audience you have. You're talking or you have content only for a particular target audience. Okay. And the last is style of content. Matlab, you're very famous for your videos, or you're very famous for your images, or memes that you put up, or carousel format information that you give. Any style of content that you follow, and you're very famous for that. People look forward for that. So you have to analyze कि आप इन चारों में से किस चीज पे बैंक कर सकते हो, so that you build a unique personality for yourself on a social media platform. Okay, let's take give you my example. My target audience is really fixed. I talk a lot about chartered accountants because those are my major clientele. So I talk about chartered accountants a lot. So my target audience is very, very unique. So that helps me build a community for myself. Okay. And of course, personal branding as a knowledge specific sector. So I combine my target audience and my knowledge specific content to build a branding for myself on LinkedIn. So you have to choose what will help you stand out on the platforms. And this will be reflected on the profile that you are creating for yourself. Okay, I'll show you how. I hope everybody selected one of the reasons. I'll be sharing this if you wish. I can share this so that even later, if you're sitting and analyzing, I'm sure these answers are not very easy. Later also, you want to sit back and think about these questions. You can, go back and see what will work for you. Okay. Now, let's understand how LinkedIn works and how can you build a personal branding for yourself on LinkedIn. So I'll be sharing my LinkedIn profile and we'll be practically seeing what all changes do you need to do on your LinkedIn to create a personal brand. Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Okay.
First things first, your face has a lot of value. Okay. I've seen a lot of people not using a very professional or a very clear picture of theirs on LinkedIn or any platform. So the first thing you need to do is, it's very simple to get a professional picture clicked. Okay. Just wear something professional. Ask anybody to click a photograph on your phone itself, and it's done. The major thing is, see what happens is, and I'll tell you this, why this has worked for me also. There are a lot of people who follow my content regularly. Okay. And there has been so many incidences that somebody out of the blue comes and tells me that, they have been following me on LinkedIn and, they love my content. But how do they connect with me? Is because my photograph is very clear. It shows my face, not my body. So whenever you're keeping a photo, your display picture, make sure 60% of the area is covered with your face so that people can relate to who is writing this content. Okay. So your photograph has to be clear. Second very important aspect is this area that you can see behind the picture. It's called a cover photo. Okay. Very easily, I'm writing, it can be created very easily on this platform called Canva. Very easy to use. You get templates on Canva. If you just type LinkedIn banner on Canva, you'll get a lot of templates. So this is a visual appeal. It gives a visual appeal of what you are doing. So quickly, anybody who's coming on my profile can at one glance know what kind of work I'm doing. Okay. A lot of times people don't have time to go and read your profile and the about section and everything. So this gives a very quick view of what you are doing, plus helps you build a brand for yourself. Okay. And ये brand होता क्या है is also the use of colors. If you might have noticed, even in my presentation, these colors were used. This purple and shades. Even in my display picture, the outfit that I'm wearing is of that color. Visual effects make color matters a lot. And even if you do not have a company which has a logo or something, you can choose a color for yourself, which kind of becomes an identity for yourself. Okay? So choose a color for yourself, build a good cover photo which visually represents your work. Okay. So I have very directly talked about the kind of work that I'm doing. That's ethical branding and LinkedIn management for chartered accountants. You can either talk about your service, you can talk about if you've written a book like Shivani ma'am, or you have a platform that you want to talk about. Any work that you're doing, remember, this has to match with the reason that you are there on LinkedIn, the target audience that you have selected, and the UBP that you want to create, the branding that you want to create, the 4 reasons that we talked about. आप क्या build करना चाहते हो, it should match with that. Okay, so for example, for me, my reason is very clear, is to be a thought leader. So thought leader in branding and LinkedIn management, and my target audience is chartered accountants. So in one look, anybody can get that from my LinkedIn profile. One rule of LinkedIn profile is consider this as your website. Be very detailed in your LinkedIn profile, just like your website, because the more detailed you are, the more, even on the algorithm, in the Google search, it really helps you a lot. Okay. And even if you don't have a website, you can consider LinkedIn as your website. So even with me, what happens is if somebody asks for my website, although I have a website, a lot of times I just give my LinkedIn profile where they can see my work. Website is for a different reason for me. So LinkedIn is so detailed that it can be your website. Okay. So once this is done, now one thing that I've noticed a lot of CAs are not using CA as a prefix. Please start doing that, because in the search, when you have CA as a prefix, it helps better your search results. So CA is very important. And of course, it gives a very, anybody visiting your profile, when they see CA, instantly that respect factor comes. तो इतनी मेहनत करके डिग्री ली है तो आप यूज कर लो ना उसको. So CA अपने नाम के आगे लगाइए. The next thing, very, very important, is this section. If you can see, this is called a headline. Again, this is like an elevator pitch for you. आप जो भी बात करते हैं, what the work that you do has to come here. So your work, your services, your target audience, and any achievement that you have made that quickly talks about your branding has to come here. Okay. This is again very important for your search results. When people are anybody, if they're searching for LinkedIn management or LinkedIn or, practice management, या CA, so क्या होगा ना, this thing will pop up. So my search results will get better if this headline has those keywords. So make your headline very, very powerful. The next thing which you can do on LinkedIn is switching on your creator mode. This is a very important step because it gives you a lot of creator tools. Like if you can see, there is this link. So this you can use anyhow. Either that this link can take you to your website or to Calendly to schedule a call. Anyhow, you can use this link. Like I have used it to take this to my services and courses that I offer. Okay. So this is switched on only when you are using a creator mode. And creator mode also helps you a lot in uh, your content to reach better, to reach specific target audience. So creator mode please on kar lijiye, especially if your why of being on LinkedIn is being a thought leader or getting clients. So this creator mode will really help. Okay. The next thing that you need to understand is this about section. Be very clear, detailed in your about section. Don't keep it like 3-4 lines where you're just writing a short introduction. Like I said, treat it like your website. Give all the information, all the services that you provide, or who is your target audience, what kind of work you've done before, and very importantly, your contact details. This again, I've seen a lot of people not put. You have to give your contact details. Otherwise, reaching, see, people are lazy. They won't take extra efforts to find your contact details from somewhere. It has to be very easily accessible to them. So give your contact details in your about section. Okay. The about section, once you're filled, experience, of course, with your company page. I hope everybody, if you have a company, please create a company page for yourself. Even if you're not active on company page, that's fine. But keep a company page ready for yourself. Okay? And one very important thing as a professional, two important things, okay? One is the skill. Select the right skills that you want to be known as, okay, for. Because what happens is the skills that you select, LinkedIn will push your skills. And if that matches with the kind of content, it will be better for you. Okay. Say, for example, I'll just show you. If you see, I've gotten this tag from LinkedIn, that's top personal branding voice. Now, this happened because the skills that I've selected matches with the kind of content that I'm sharing. So when you are very focused on why you are there on LinkedIn, your content works, and also LinkedIn appreciates your efforts. Otherwise, you're just posting for no reason. Okay? And the second is ask for recommendations. Please ask for recommendations. This enhances your authenticity. It builds a credibility for your audience. So ask for recommendations wherever possible, and also give recommendations to people whenever you can. Okay. So here I've also posted the courses that I take. If you have any courses, please do that with all the information, all the links. Next, I'll be talking about this important aspect, the followers and the connections. Okay. One mistake that people do is run behind the number of followers. Don't do that. You can be very successful with a limited number of followers and do nothing with many number of followers. What you need to understand on LinkedIn is getting connected to your target audience. So if you see, if I go in the list of my followers, maximum of them are CAs or financial professionals, because that's my target audience. If you see, maximum are CAs or financial. See, what happens is my conversion. Is my video stuck or something? Okay.
Yeah,
What
the
happens
point.
is, when you have a very, very targeted connections, your conversions are better. Your content is reaching the right people are reading your content, and then they are reaching out to you. So don't run behind, I want 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh followers. Numbers won't get you anything. It is the target that you are setting for yourself, targeted audience that you want to reach. Your conversion will be better. Okay, so have a very defined audience that you want to connect on LinkedIn. That works better. And which is why I said LinkedIn is different than other social media platforms. The second thing that you should be working on, which a lot of people are not aware or they don't use that properly, is messaging on LinkedIn. A very powerful tool that works. It really can be so this messaging has worked for me personally a lot, and I use this for my clients as well, to reach the target audience and to convert my leads. Okay, if again, like I said, if you have a very focused connections on LinkedIn, this message can be the best tool that you can use to convert your clients. So have a system in place where you're sending regular messages to your target audience. Okay. So if you see, I get a lot of leads, inbound leads also on LinkedIn. And of course, we have a system where we send regular messages to our clients as well, or potential clients as well. Okay, so please do use messaging. The next thing I want to talk about is the kind of posts that you are making on LinkedIn. Okay. So, we have all seen all kind of posts happening on LinkedIn. Is my screen getting stuck or something?
No, it's moving.
No, it's working.
Okay,
Working.
it's moving. Yeah.
Because it got stuck from my end. I don't know. Okay. So the kind of posts that you are doing. Okay. Again, don't run behind numbers. Don't see ki I got these many likes or these many comments. See if the likes that are made or people who are viewing your post is your target audience or not. If they are not, means the kind of content that you are creating is not something that they are liking. Okay, so you have to be very careful about that. Now, there are different variety of posts that you can make. And each variety of post has a different meaning. If you look at the post that I make, all the post, 90% of the post is either about personal branding or about CAs. Okay? So one biggest mistake that I've seen people make is they're posting for themselves. When you are writing a content or when you're thinking about the topic, you have to think, what will my audience like? What will they read? And write from their perspective, not your perspective. You can talk about your expertise. Say, for example, I want to write about personal branding. Now, I can't just write about personal branding. I have to think from my target audience's perspective. Now, my target audience is CA. How will personal branding affect them? What are their pain points? What are the challenges that they are facing? And how can my post help them? I will write from that perspective. And that is when the post will work. Not only giving information about personal branding. My post should really help them in some way. Either it's inspiring them, either they are learning something, or it has some action steps for them to do. only then will they relate to the post, and that is when the post will work. Okay. One thing that you can use is the featured section in LinkedIn, where you can pin all your good post that has worked for you in one place, and also all the work that you've done before. And so, for example, all the sessions that you've taken, or any links, extra links that you want to give, all the links can be put it here, where people can at one go look at your past work. Okay. One more thing that really works, if you find the right thing, I'll just quickly share one more thing and then we'll go into the question and answer. Give me 1 second. This is something that we had done for our client, which I want to share, is groups on LinkedIn. Groups on LinkedIn can work amazing if you're able to find the right group where your content might work. So this is one of our clients, and for him, he's an internal audit professional. For him, we were able to crack a couple of groups where his content really works. And if you see, there is one particular group where his content really works, and all his technical content around internal audit gets like 30,000, 40,000 plus views, number of shares. All of this really works for him. So groups also works if you find the right group. Find that right group for you, which has your target audience, or which meets your target. Okay? So groups is something that you can explore. So I'll stop sharing because we are getting out of time. One question that somebody had asked is, talk about LinkedIn Premium. Very frankly, even I don't use LinkedIn Premium. You can get the best out of LinkedIn even on the free platform. If you have a dedicated sales team and you have a dedicated sales approach, only then go for LinkedIn Premium. You can work. Okay. So couple of questions. So my opinion, if you are just starting, don't use LinkedIn Premium. It's not worth that much. You can do the best in the free version also. Using the right hashtags. On LinkedIn, please use the correct. Of course, Abhijit sir, you are an experienced person, and LinkedIn Premium, of course, will work for you if you have the experience of using LinkedIn to the best. So this thing is, if you're a new person on LinkedIn, or you're just exploring LinkedIn, fresh, don't invest on premium right now. You can do it later. Okay. Hashtag, use only 2 or 3 good hashtags, which value is related to your post. Okay. Don't use a lot of hashtags. LinkedIn does not like that, so your post will not work. One hashtag, say for example, you can keep constant for yourself, which people will identify with. Say for example, I use branding for CA as my hashtag, so that works for me. You please use the right hashtag. You can search for that hashtag on Google also, what is working. If you're talking about any trend or any incident that happened, search ki us incident se related what hashtags have been used by people. Okay, use that hashtag then. 2 or 3 maximum. Time of posting, the best time to post is in the morning from 9 to 11, or in the evening post 5 o'clock when people are not at office, they are traveling or something, is the time that works. But of course, with time, when you are posting again and again, you will also realize the best time for yourself, because It also depends कि आपका target audience कब ज़्यादा active है. You also have to analyze that. Okay, not every time the post will work in a particular time. Yes, LinkedIn Premium is offered 1 month free where you can analyze and everything, and you get access to the courses also. And if sales is something, LinkedIn Premium Sales Navigator is something, if you're very dedicated, you can use it and get the best out of it. Yes, sir, you can create your own hashtag. Like I said, create one hashtag which promotes your content, which people can also use, and it creates a branding for you, okay, which identifies your content. Okay, yes, that's a photograph with Amitabh Bachchan, sir. Sorry. That's my dad. He had been on one of the shows by Amitabh Bachchan where he was honored for his social work. My dad's. So, yes. Any particular question now? Not 1 hour. Then when you post, the next 20 minutes is the best time to promote your content. And how do you promote your content is engaging with other people. Okay. And replying to any comments that is coming on your content. 20 minutes is very crucial, and the next 1 hour will make sure your content is getting that right reach or not. So don't just post and ho gaya mera kam. Posting is just very small aspect of being active on LinkedIn. It is also about engagement, having good conversations, connecting with other people's posts, because सिर्फ लेना नहीं है लोगों से, देना भी है. And देते कैसे है is by liking their post, commenting on others' post, sharing good opinion on other post. That is how you can give on LinkedIn. Okay, so make sure you are doing both. If you're asking for likes or comments, you have to give also. One very important factor of building a personal brand on LinkedIn is understand how will you stand out and build a community for yourself. That is the best way that you can get the best ROI out of LinkedIn. If you just keep on posting without any target audience in mind or without any goal in mind, आप सिर्फ post ही करते रह जाओ, you won't get the best out of LinkedIn. So have a very focused approach. The best thing to do is have 3 good posts in a week. अगर आप हर रोज नहीं कर पा रहे हो, 3 good posts in a week and engage for 15 minutes every day. That is the best strategy for beginners that you can do. If you're not very active, to start getting active, this is the best approach that you can do. Senior citizens, however, most of the senior citizens, okay, senior citizens is not a very big part of audience on LinkedIn. They are mostly on Facebook. So if you can target them there, LinkedIn is majorly, I hope I could show the data, but the major crowd on LinkedIn is 25 to 40. And 40 above, where people are at a good professional position. Yes, ma'am.
My niche, okay, micro niche in fact, are professional women from 25 to 50.
Perfect.
And it's emotional wellness for them, which is like, especially post-COVID, I feel is very important. And with so many years of experience, I thought like, handling both marriage, children, everything covers. So then how do I position myself? Like, that's my major. I've been a teacher. So many years of experience counseling parents and especially adolescents. So do I position myself as a parenting coach or as an emotional wellness mentor? How would you sort of
go forward for emotional mentor? Because as an matlab, what we have seen, not many mentors, especially who are talking about wellness, is there on LinkedIn. And you have a very, very specific target audience in mind. So you can really talk about the challenges that they are facing,
Yeah.
what they can do. And especially stories really work on LinkedIn. In the sense, for example, if ma'am, you are sharing some incidences either about your life or
Yeah.
some about your experience with clients without taking their name, of course, you can share those real life experiences will really work the best on LinkedIn. So what it does both. It is interesting to read also, and it gives a solution also at the same time. So that will really work for you, ma'am.
So,
Thank
Pariniti,
you
can
so
I
much.
add something on this?
Yes, please, sir.
Yeah. So basically, what we do is when we talk to somebody of finding their niche, it's either you can use the Ikigai model to basically find a role niche within
Yeah, I've done that. I've used the Ikigai. I'm aware of Ikigai. Yeah. What is my mojo? I know
in
that.
her
Yes.
cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's whether it's parenting or emotional wellness. So your experience. So if I'm a professional looking for a service as a parenting coach, emotional wellness maybe looks more glamorous. But if your experience over the years is more on parenting, then I would look for experience. So it's again the demand. If you're really good, even if it's a saturated market, you will rise over that. So it's all about being not just good, being just much better than the rest. So I think
Yeah.
that's where your niche will be. So you are, as we say, it's not just being a
No.
jack of all trades. It's being a king of one or two, and an emperor of just that within that two one which is there. So you could have a micro niche within parenting also. So
Yes.
parenting also for maybe single mother parents
Niches.
or for yeah. So it's something could be even within that.
Yes. I would like to position myself as collaborative parenting with empathy. So it
Or
combines,
whatever. Yeah.
both. Thank you, sir.
That
Thank you
could
so much.
that could be a great niche, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you.
Pariniti,
Thank you, Shivani.
for the wonderful insights. I hope everybody might have gained something new out of it. Yes, Soumya, go ahead. Soumya,
Soumya,
you
you
can go
have
ahead.
any question?
Hello, Parinita. I'm Narendra. Sorry. We met, quite some months ago,
Yes, sir.
and I'm a regular follower of your LinkedIn this thing posts. I really like when you are so bold enough, and all those some of the known people on the social media, when they start telling all those wrong things. I really appreciate, and I am amazed also that I mean, I don't find people so bold in coming forward and telling the world that this is wrong.
Thank
So
you, sir.
because they are known people, and one might feel a little afraid to say anything about them. And secondly, the question which I asked for senior citizens was specifically because my circle is like that. But sadly, they don't want to use LinkedIn. So should I change my target audience? I mean, this question is a general question for everyone. Like, suppose a target audience is not working. So is it good to change the target?
If I may know your service and the kind of senior citizens you are targeting.
Well, mostly I would like to make them aware, financially aware of financial awareness. So mostly
Okay.
they would be a non-finance background people.
Okay.
I can change over to people, youngsters also of the non-finance background, teaching them about finance. So I mean, there is a scope for me to change. Yeah.
Okay, scope of you to change also.
I can go into the younger generation who is not financially aware, because I find, there are so many youngsters, who come out of the non-finance background, and they really are in need of, financial help. I mean, the professional help.
The audience is in need of um, good influencers who can provide the right information.
Right.
Yeah.
My first statement was related to that only.
So I am very glad when a proper financial professional talks about the right financial planning strategies. And if you can, um, please see financial, of course, setting a right target audience. If you have the youngsters in mind, will work a lot on LinkedIn. For senior citizens, it will not work. If you're ready to change the platform, you can try on Facebook. But very frankly, my experience has not been good on Facebook, either for myself or my clients. It's just Facebook has now become a very personal platform where people are not very, open to professional suggestions.
Right.
So you can try changing your target audience and working content around that. If you wish, we can have a separate call and I can guide you through that in detail as well.
Sure.
I'm completely fine for that.
I would be thankful.
Thank you, sir.
So, Pariniti, this is a larger question which is basically bought is if your target audience is not on LinkedIn, then should you change your target audience to be on LinkedIn or be on some other platform? So it's not basically being on LinkedIn and doing what with LinkedIn. It's not the fear of missing out. It's basically which platform actually suits you for your target audience. So
Correct.
the larger question is whether this is my target audience. Should I pursue it and grow that target audience, or try a new market itself? So it's I think not about the platform per se of LinkedIn, but it's a different strategy altogether.
I can say two things about it. First, don't be very fixated with a platform.
Yeah. Yes.
So
That's what I want to say. Yes.
try to find the right platform for yourself. First step is always doing that. Second, what happens is you might have already built a community on LinkedIn and you are seeing that a particular part of or particular target audience or a particular set of people are regular followers of you on LinkedIn. If you can build a content around them for them on LinkedIn, you can do that also if you already have a following. So, but don't be fixated. Be very open to change and explore things.
You can experiment, but let's say if somebody has about 1,000 senior citizens as clients, and if the target audience is not on LinkedIn, he can expand that 1,000 to 2,000 by being on the right platform. He
Yes,
need not
correct.
go to a different target audience and start afresh, and maybe just I think spend some time on learning it, where his time can be fruitfully spent on the target audience which is already been successful.
Yes, of course. Rightly
Definitely.
said, sir.
Soumya, you can go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, actually, because of network, it got disconnected. And thank you so much, Pari, for the wonderful session. What I personally loved about this session is you did mention about the stats, which really gave so much of clarity, and also promoting the brand in an ethical way, which even I strongly believe in. Maybe because of the value match, I personally loved it a lot. So my question is really was on post timings. Okay, what I heard from almost all the personal branding experts or whoever is working on the personal branding thing, they say, including you also mentioned that whenever you are posting, make sure that you are posting in a uncertain timings, and also before and after you need to um, engage with the audience. So even I say the same thing. But what I, in my personal experience, what I experienced was whatever I post during the time, the post is not really doing well at that time, but it will pick up after a week or after a 15 days, which even I didn't think of it. Like it can go viral, something like this. So what do you want to say about this?
Okay. Very frankly, personally, I'm not very fixated with a particular time. Of course, I try to follow that, but practically over the years, I've seen not always will the time work. Sometimes, like you said, topics pick up later when people start connecting with that topic, or it's a very talked about thing. Okay. So for example, like Narendra sir said, I picked a couple of times I talked about how uh, non I'll say non-finance people are talking about finance so much and giving wrong suggestions and talking badly about CAs. That post didn't work quickly. It worked after a few days where people started talking about it and people started sharing with each other. So sometimes, yes, the post will work later if the topic or the content is something that people really like reading. So, which is why I said don't focus on numbers. Focus, are you writing for your target audience? Because if you are, it will either instantly or later will definitely work for you. So don't be fixated with a time or number. If you're a beginner, start with whenever you are comfortable and slowly build a system for yourself. Don't keep a lot of rules for yourself. It will very get overwhelming and you won't then go ahead or post something.
I got it. Initially, I was doing that. Nowadays, recently, I started helping people also on personal branding. So since you are also expert, I wanted to know from you so that if I get a different perspective, I think I'm on the right track. Thank you so much for your answer.
Most welcome, ma'am. One query
This is very true.
Sorry. I just read one query on regular newsletters. Regular newsletters is more kind of a blog. So what happens is it won't give you instant results, but this is to build a community. If you want a dedicated target audience to read your content regularly and get to know more about your services, newsletters are amazing, but don't expect any short-term or instant results from it. Okay. This is more to build a community.
Yeah, Vaijayanti ma'am, impressions are the number of people that post and they just scrolled away, or maybe that is your post is shown to them by LinkedIn on their feed. So that is called impressions. That is your reach as well. And for Soumya, I would like to add that because most people are not actively coming on LinkedIn all the time. And once in a while, when they come, they get engaged with such posts. So, majorly, it happens that posts are picked up after a certain period of time. People start engaging, and when somebody engages, that post comes up for others. It comes as a notification to others, and then sometimes it happens the post gets picked up. So we can say that it is a law of accumulation that works there.
Yeah, I also would like. Yeah, I also would like to add, like initially, LinkedIn will send it to only few set of people. If they are not engaging, then and if they are not liking it, then it will not promote to others. I tried this with my own brother and with my sibling account. Immediately after posting, I just tried to check on the 3 different accounts, and for one person it reached, and 2 other person it did not. The notification did not go. So this is how I personally tested, and yeah, this is what I realized. Yeah, Shivani, you are telling something? Sorry.
Maybe my internet connection is SoS cracking.
Thank you. And also, I wanted to ask one thing. Like, there are so many fake engagements are happening, Pari, in the on LinkedIn. Especially, even I got a request from one of the group that engage something like I am into personal branding and personal growth, okay, and helping coaches. But that person, he is some completely into IT sector, and they send a personalized message saying that you engage with my content and I will also like your content, something like that. So definitely I am an ethical person. I straight away said there are so many people out there, why don't you reach out to them? I am not encouraging this. So even one particular group, WhatsApp group, who approached me, we have a dedicated WhatsApp group. Why don't you join your group, since you are already engaging with others' content? Engage in our group so that you'll get lot of fan following and your reach will be more. So have you come across these kind of things? Definitely, if you are engaging, you will. I'm sure. I hope so. I'm not sure though.
This is picking up, especially with AI coming into picture. There are a lot of websites and tools where, automated responses are going. People are joining, these kind of bots or groups where people engage.
You're leaving?
I
You're
have
leaving?
seen. So,
When?
what
Just now?
happens very
Oh,
frankly is, of course, it'll give you,
later
if
on,
you're
acha,
joining
okay.
these groups or something, it might give you a short-term, boost in the followers and this and that. But very frankly, you're not building anything. Okay, because these are not your target audience. These are just people who are increasing your impressions and your likes or comments for you. But as a service provider, you really need a target audience or a community who follows or understands your service and trusts your service. So if you're building an authentic brand or organic brand for you, it will work for you on longer term rather than a shorter term, goal if you have. So very frankly, even personally, I don't believe in all of these practices. I won't particular say these unethical, but yes, whatever people are doing, what they are doing, I don't personally believe in this, so I don't follow these things. But yes, it is there. And if you are looking for a sustainable long-term goal or a brand for yourself, don't indulge in this, because this might backfire. A lot of time, LinkedIn blocks your post if it is, if it is showing uh, very huge activity, or the comments or are something very similar. LinkedIn algorithm understands that, and they a lot of times block or do not then push your post also. So yeah, have a long term vision. You are there for a going concern. We understand that. So have a sustainable approach and build a community. The conversion will always be better for you. You'll have a better ROI, very frankly. So
Yes.
at the
So
end,
did you?
it's your
Yes, yes. So that is why our value system matches, as I said in the beginning. Because me and one of my friends, who actually she didn't even know how to create a profile on LinkedIn. We both
okay.
started and I helped her. Now she is having followers count around 18K. Okay, this is
Wow.
what I'm still at 3.5K. And she only helped. She was telling me, why don't you join this group? Then I said, no, I am not behind follower. Please, you carry on. So I'm happy, even if I have a less follower, but I am getting a lot of inbound leads. Honestly, with a less following, it's good that you highlighted followers count. That doesn't really matters. In my own case, I have experienced it, and the person who has got a lot of that, and she is still struggling. She is getting, but not like mine. So yeah, thank you so much for throwing the light on that. And now people are very much aware. Don't follow, don't go too much into this. If you get a chance to join any community also, it's not a good thing to join. So this is what I personal experience, and they'll experience it later at least it is good to know before itself.
Each to its own. Everybody takes their own, whatever they are comfortable with. So that's
Yeah, very true.
So
Thank you.
definitely going with the organic way is highly recommended, and it has long-term benefits as well. So reaching out with these SWOT groups that are running behind the scenes, many a times even LinkedIn blogs, and then you don't get value followers that will enhance your purpose. So connect with the right kind of audience, and they will. Uh, if even if they engage, they will only one or two word superb, good, or something like that. So there will be no value addition to what purpose we are going over LinkedIn and posting content. So better engage with your relevant target audience, and that you can reach only going organically. So that's it. And thank you, Parinita, for sharing the lovely insights with all of us here. I hope everyone will be optimizing LinkedIn profiles and gaining good exposure of what they are targeting for. So, thank you for sparing your precious time with us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. See you next Saturday. And Vajanti ma'am will be coming as another speaker. Will finalize the date with ma'am as per her availability. Thank you.
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
much, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone. Bye. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah. All of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this invitation. I really enjoyed it. And Pari, you are superb.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So sweet of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Looking
Thank you.
forward to learn with you and from your accumulated wisdom over the years.
And Parinita, keep being bold.
Sorry.
I said, keep yourself bold as always.
Thank you, sir.